We all know how much the military means to the bottom line here in Hampton Roads. So when it's budget time, this region watches every nickel and dime closely. This year's defense budget doesn't just offer up money to fend off the enemy. 10 of your side's Chris Horn shows us how the budget pitch was something for the entire military family. Chris?
Yeah, some important provisions. Both the House and Senate versions make provisions for child development centers at two major bases, along with a number of construction and equipment projects throughout the region. The proposal includes about $520 million for Hampton Roads. Some of the highlights: Naval Station Norfolk would get a new sub-pier and a facility for the MQ-25 drone. It can refuel other aircraft. The Naval Weapons Station at Yorktown would get nearly $50 million for weapons magazines. Little Creek and SEAL Team 2 are in line for a new SEAL Team delivery vehicle tagged at $60 million. And the Navy shipyard in Portsmouth would get an $80 million dry dock saltwater system to adapt to rising seas. But another key provision in the proposed defense budget, $75 million for child development centers slated for Naval Station Norfolk and Little Creek Fort Story. Senator Tim Kaine did some recent fact-finding at the Child Development Center at NAS Oceana.
It was really interesting to talk to some of our sailors, they're mostly aviators, that day, and their families saying, boy, having a really reliable, high-quality childcare center, I can really do my job and focus and not end up thinking about something else.
And Kaine says more childcare options will be a boost in two areas that are sorely lacking: recruiting and retention.
They're telling me how hard it, I mean, you're in military service, you or your spouse, you've got kids. If you can't afford childcare in the community, that's then a retention issue.
And although the cost of childcare is not included in sailor benefits, Navy Region Mid-Atlantic says fees are based on a sliding scale of total family income. So House and Senate negotiators expect to begin resolving their differences on the defense budget in about 5 weeks. It'll be following the August recess. Chris Horn, 10 on your side.
An important development for the military family. Thank you, Chris.